So with spinning on spindles, the first thing you need to do when you get started is get a leader. You need to get some yarn onto the spindle so you can get started. If you want to, you can always use just some pre-made yarn. I just pulled an amount of yarn out. It doesn't really matter how much, it just needs to wrap around the spindle a few times. And what I did is I tied a little loop at the end, because then what I can do is I can tuck the yarn through that loop, put it around the shaft, and then tighten it up. So that way it stays on here, but it's not permanent. It'll slide right off whenever I want to. And then I'll just wind the yarn on a few times and spiral up to the top of my spindle. I've left a fairish bit of yarn at the top of the shaft, and I want to do that because I want to make sure I have enough to draft off of and I can build up some twist. With a low whirl spindle like this, you do need to secure the yarn at the top. And the way you do that is by doing a half hitch. So you're just tying a little knot onto the spindle. So once you've done that, you can start your spinning. You can just start spinning the spindle and it works. So that's how you get a leader onto a low whirl spindle. And that's how you would do a pre-made leader on pretty much any spindle. If you don't have any yarn with you, which I often don't, I'll just throw a spindle in a bag with some fiber. You can always spin a leader right away by taking your fiber, drafting out a little bit, and starting to twist between your fingers. I'm just adding a little twist and drafting out. And then you can just roll it down your thigh, and that adds a lot of twist and lets you build up a little yarn. So I'll roll again and build up a little more twist. And this can just go until you've got the length of yarn that you need. So once you've gotten that, you just roll it onto the spindle just like you would with the regular leader. And oftentimes I don't tie a leader onto my spindle. I will just wrap it a few times over itself to get it secured, and then I'll get it on the spindle like this. And again, I'll just secure it with 2 half hitches, and I'm ready to spin if I want. With a high whirl, with the same basic technique, you just need to get your leader on. And these often will come with a hook at the top, which makes making the leader a lot easier. You can just hook it into your fiber and start twisting. And then you can immediately start spinning. And you would just spin like you would on any other spindle to get the leader on. Once you've gotten enough, you can just slip it off the hook and wrap around the shaft of the spindle, and you've got your leader and you're ready to spin. So getting a leader on your spindles can be very easy. All you need to do is get a little bit of yarn on there just to get ready to start spinning. You need something to start your drafting from, and to do that you need a length of yarn, so you can either use a pre-made one or make your own.